Because you're exchanging energy, and at the end of the day, we all have the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So you just gotta be able to balance it between both partners.
Of course.
And have that trust and confidence that someone won't abuse it. But as PJ was saying, like that's powerful, Queen, because when I say men provide, protect, and profess, it's common that we go to provision means monetary, but I think that men provide because we are dominant, should be masculine, energy. We should provide a logical freedom zone, like we were talking about, for these kind of conversations to say, hey, Mama, go get that M, for us. I'm gonna go ahead and go to school. And then what happens is, what PJ says is, women are more emotional, beautiful creations, which balances logic out, right? That's the yin and the yang, right? That's the opposites attract. Most women, and I'm gonna say most women and most men should, well, not should. I don't want to impose it, but hell yeah, should, because you were configured this way. If you was raised by your mom, if you had any type of dynamic that didn't allow this to happen, it still doesn't, take away from our original intent to be logical creature. God was like, Adam, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I told you not to, do this. So that's the logic behind, man. I know it look good. I know she naked, but man, tell her to chill. The woman over here is a great emotion. Y'all balance us out with these emotions, And so in that, when life hits and this Negro's getting on your nerves and you bringing home the bread, that's what P is saying is like, hey, I know you in school, but it's gonna be some emotional kind of something, and it just
and that's where you stated before when it comes to that freedom as well, because if she can understand what you're going through, if that woman, that's when you speak on that freedom to tell somebody, the freedom to let somebody know, and that freedom is where when you stated so, freedom, it needs to come in, it needs to be spoken, it needs to be communicated. Because if it gets to the point that she getting tired of you, it's because she ain't telling you and you ain't telling her, but she just slowly coming home and slamming cabinets and saying, he's slamming like, babe, something about me. No. And she's slamming another cabinet. Are you okay? I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
So that freedom needs to come into that part.
You're right. Well, when you're in this moment, when this man is over here in school or he's dating a woman that's, the breadwinner or whatever, he's always going to go back to his original intent of what the strongholds, the past, what he was taught. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean that y'all not going to create a new agreement. And it's also this woman, when that time of the month, some hormones, you're going to be a little bit more emotional, and you're going to, respond and react to some things that could cause triggers to everybody be like, man, fuck this freedom zone, and then you got to come back into it.
First of all, I'm a woman in control of my hormones during those emotions, so don't use that as
I don't like to act in my emotions. So when I feel them, I'll feel them, but I'll pause. I won't allow you to
that is a younger.
When you say this, okay.
That is a younger. No, I'm saying that's for a woman to allow her monthly to dictate her emotions. That to me, it's like that's a younger person still going through a lot of hormonal changes.
Pure analogy.
Yeah.
To try to convey a point.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't have a period.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I got, right? I'm going to say it again on camera.
No, but men have a time of the month. Don't deny that. Men have times of the month where you be like,
my point is,
what
you were saying on TLC, is it common, Kish, is it common for women
to act in their emotions?
Yeah. And it's like, y'all are like unicorns up here posted up, and that's great. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But when it's common for, a man to be logical and be ego driven, because that ego is the same one that protects y'all as too. It's like, that's all I think that I was trying to convey with the provide, protect. I think that's great that a woman can, if I'm dating you and all I get is we're trying to talk and you're just talking about some ego, what I got to do for you, how I got to do it, and material, what you need, and all this kind of, I'm out, because you need a balance. Women should help balance that out, because that's one of our biggest fights that we have is spirit versus the ego.
Right. And when they say be his peace, I'm like, can he be my peace?
You be on that. You do. Do you agree with that?
I think that we both need to be each other's peace.
Yeah. Like just don't put all that weight on my shoulders.
You need to be your peace. I need to be my peace.
Right.
Some peace.
I told you that's the best way. Yeah. It's like there's too much weight on my shoulders. Why I gotta
And that's the thing. I'm gonna find somebody that has that. I'm not gonna find somebody that's gonna bring me that piece because I already have that piece. So somebody is gonna
don't disturb my piece that I created. Right. Like that. Right. I think you gotta understand what people say when they say. Like what? Like what if I'm already at peace?
Here's the thing. I can be at peace with myself. Right? Yeah. I'm coming home with some negative stuff that you got going on in your mind. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Hey, be at peace.
And you gotta be able to handle that. Like. You know, for instance, let's say you come home and you had a shitty day.
Right.
You know, I gotta be there and be like, well, what is it that you need from me?
That's it. That's
it.
That's that question alone is just so powerful, man. Yeah. Like, hey, let's chill. I'm on your team.
Yeah, right.
Well, let me tell you about this email I wrote to this one person. Let me tell you, just be the listener. What I want you to do, just be that listener. So be like, yeah, that bitch, she's crazy. Like, yeah. That would be my feelings.
One of the things that I've learned is the biggest question I've actually learned in my relationship is asking the simple question is, what is it that you need right now? Yeah. That is deterred. And you know what halftime I figured out? What I found out? I don't even know what they need.
I just was thinking that. I was literally I don't know.
What do you need right? What do you need right now? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Let me go put my notes. I don't know.
That's calm every time. Or you just come to, hey, what do you need right now? Tell me what you need right now. You know what I'm saying? And that makes them think about their own situation.
Yeah.
Are you just talking to me just to hear yourself talk, or you really want a solution? You know what I'm saying? So tell me whatever it is that you need right now. I'm willing to give it.
Yeah.
So just tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, look at all that. That's how quick we default to being back in a relationship. So, of course, if you're not working through all this shit leading up to you starting to include somebody else in your life, you know, then that's where the foundation is built off. So, the when, the how long, I don't think you can govern the time. You know, you don't have to put it because that's expectational.
Yeah.
But I think that the minute you start telling yourself the brutally honest truth about yourself, about what you bring to the table, what you don't bring to the table. These are not.
I bring the table.
You bring the whole table.
What do you got to offer? The table.
You say what I'm speaking from things that are conducive for a healthy environment to go get that million in a year. You know, like we can't play with that. However long it takes for us not to play with somebody else while we play with ourselves.
Right.
Here to understand that they may not want something long term. They may just need a, hey man, I'm 40 years old. You're of age. You're horny. I'm horny. Let's create this atmosphere. Let's keep it pushing. Like communicate up front because what you want wants you.